Hey guys, it's Zach, also known as Z-Dazzle here. Sam posted in Bindle asking me to go ahead and give him some advice on how to attack a particular base in the current war that we're doing. Um, it's a pretty lengthy amount of advice that I thought I was going to give, so instead of just typing it out, which would take forever and would be, start over. Alright guys, Zach here, also known as Z-Dazzle. Sam, the longest name, requested in Bindle that I go ahead and review one of the bases that we're attacking in this war, and kind of pick my brain about what I would do as far as attacking the base. So instead of just typing everything out, which would end up being pretty lengthy, I decided to go ahead and make a video instead and post it up here. So if you guys like it, let me know. If you have requests for other bases in the future, I'll be happy to do it if I have some time. Also know that this is the first real video that I'm using. I'm using a lot of new tools, so I'm not exactly sure how to use everything. There might be some mistakes, so bear with me, and I'll do my very best here to give you my thoughts on exactly what we should do on attacking this particular base. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so here's our current war. Sam asked me to go ahead and check out number 7, which is an interesting layout. Sam specifically asked for how I would go ahead and tackle this base if I were attacking it with hogs. And he's actually got pretty good instincts. This is a tough base because of the layout, and we'll go over that. For hogs, because it's pretty spread out, and it's difficult to reach the clan castle, as you can see, and the queen is also pretty secluded here in the middle. So we'll talk about what we can do to plan our attack with those things in mind. So before we start planning our attack, we have to identify the base's strengths and weaknesses. So one of the strengths we have already listed is that the royals are here in the middle, the king and the queen, along with the clan castle. It's a little bit trickier to get to than most. You can see that there's really only one defensive structure that's in range here of the clan castle, that you can pop it real easily, and so that might not be our best strategy, but it is something to consider. So here's what another thing is we got to figure out where the Teslas might be and the double giant bomb potential, because those are the things that can really end a hog attack in disaster. So here, the Teslas are usually pretty easy to spot. They're usually near the middle, so we're looking at here, 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 and here as likely spots for Teslas. They could also be here or there, and honestly, wherever a Tesla is not, you can pretty much count on a giant bomb to be there. But luckily, you can see on this base that there's really nowhere inside the base where there could be potentially double giant bombs, except for right there. And it's not really a double giant bomb, but it's something to keep in mind. If your hogs run over them, you could lose a big bunch of them at once, which is never ideal, and you might have to waste a heal spell if you didn't want to. So those are the things to look out for. So we're going to assume, without knowing, that the Teslas are here in the middle, and we got likely double giant bomb spots there and there. All right, so now that we know where the hidden things are, and we know the radius here of our clan castle, it's going to be kind of difficult to get to. You can see that if you put a hog here or here, it's not going to trigger the clan castle without destroying that, and if you did send them there, they'd probably go to the other one and not trigger the clan castle at all. So we definitely don't want to put hogs there to try and trigger the clan castle. You could potentially send a few hogs in at this particular defense, because that's well within the range for the clan castle. You could drop a hog down here at the bottom. You know, I'd recommend probably sending in, if you want to kill it, I'd probably send in 4. If you just want to trigger the clan castle troops, just send in 1 lone sacrificial hog, and that would go ahead and trigger the CC and get those guys out. But personally, I don't think that that's what I would do with this one. Obviously, with your kill squad, by the way, for those of you who may not know, your kill squad consists of 1 or 2 golems, and your heroes, some wizards, maybe some archers, and maybe some wall breakers. So let's talk about that a little bit. So you want to tailor your troop comp to whatever particular base you happen to be attacking at the time. So with this base, it's actually pretty easy to get into the middle, and we don't necessarily want to break the walls that are out here, because then your golems could get trapped and they'll have to go around, or you'll have to waste a jump spell right here, and none of that is really ideal. So what I would do is actually just ignore the walls that are right here, and instead go ahead and drop a golem like right there. It's going to go ahead and hit this wall here forever, but don't bother dropping wall breakers. After that, just go ahead and deploy a few wizards, and they'll go ahead and kill these towers without the golem having to get in there at all. You also want to keep in mind the radius of this cannon here, because you don't want to lose your wizards to it. But you can see that with this cannon's radius, you can actually drop a wizard here down at the lab and here to kill the barracks without worrying about aggroing that particular tower. So you can actually drop your first golem right here, just one, save the backup one. Drop a wizard here, 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 and here. That's only 4 wizards, so you got plenty left after that. You could, in fact, also drop an extra one up here to make sure you kill that one quickly, an extra one down here to make sure you kill the lab quickly. Alright, so with that in mind, we'll go ahead and go over the troop comp right now. It'll change from base to base. Obviously, on this one, we don't need any wall breakers, so that'll give us more opportunities to get more wizards and potential hogs as well. So the troop comp that I would use for this if I was a Town Hall 9 would be 1 golem and also 7 wizards, because we don't have to have any wall breakers, which is awesome. I misspelled wizards. That's pretty sweet. Actually, I kind of like that, wizards. I'll leave that, wizards. Cool. 32 hogs. Massive amount of hogs, as many as possible. You don't want to skimp on your hogs because they're really your best cleanup troop, as well as the troop that's going to kill all the defensive structures. So go crazy on the amount of hogs you can bring. Bring as many as possible. Not too many wizards, not too many golems. And then in the clan castle, in your offensive clan castle, you're going to have 1 max golem. And that's really important because it's got a lot more hit points than your puny level 2 to 4 golems will have. So that's really the troop type the troop comp that you want. One golem, 7 wizards, 32 hogs, and 1 max golem in your clan castle. You don't need any wall breakers because we're not planning on breaking any walls. And so we'll also take this moment to go ahead and talk about the spell comp. So in order to reach the queen there in the middle, I wouldn't want to take any chances, so I'd probably plan on bringing 1 jump spell and then the rest heal. And then you have your flex dark elixir spell, which I pretty much always just bring 1 poison, because you can do a lot with poison. You can kill, you can slow down the CC troops, make them do less damage, which is really useful if they have a dragon, you're afraid they're going to kill your heroes and whatnot. Or you can save it and use it later on to go ahead and kill skeletons that will inevitably pop up and start wailing on your hogs, which can cause some problems, but if your heal spells are well placed, they usually don't matter that much. So it's really up to you what you use the poison for. I kind of go 50-50, one way or the other. So now that you know your troop composition, we can go ahead and talk about pathing and deployment for the kill squad, also timing, and what to do with different CC troops. So we'll get rid of that troop comp. Should have been on there long enough. You guys can always rewind and take another look at it. So what I would do, attacking this base, since we know that this, let me go back and get here, the cannon, see if we can get it out of there. It's kind of a awkward position for the info button. But anyway, you can see the radius of the cannon, and so you don't want your golems to take more damage than they have to, more quickly than they have to. The longer they live, the better the job they're going to do at tanking for your heroes and for your wizards and setting up your funnel and killing the CC and all that. So I would start by deploying 1 golem right about here. You don't want to put it too far over to the left because it might go ahead and go crazy and aggro this cannon all the way over there, and that would not be necessarily very good, because if you look at the archer tower here, you see that eventually it'll wander out of the range of the archer tower, and the archer tower will start just mowing down your wizards. So that would be bad. So start with 1 golem about here. It should go ahead and start pounding on this wall. Immediately after it takes aggro from the turrets, which should be really, really fast, go ahead and drop 2 wizards here, 1 there, 1 there, 2 here. Remember, we have 7. That's only 6, so we still have 1 left. I would wait until you drop your second golem on that one. So once the wizards kill this building here, you can go ahead and drop your king. I would drop him probably right there. And then also drop your queen Probably in a similar position. The queen is not as important in hog attacks. The king is what's going to go ahead and kill their queen, probably. Killing the queen is super important. So after the wizards and your queen and the king eliminate these two defensive buildings, go ahead and drop your second golem right about where we put the fourth wizard, right here. And it's going to wander on over here to this guy. And the golem that was over by the archer tower should also wander over in this direction. So they'll start tanking for all of these towers here. Even this archer tower there will probably grab it. And that should be getting close to the queen, and also it should trigger the clan castle troops. The clan castle troops will come out, and after you drop that second golem, you'll drop your very last wizard here, so it'll go directly in and go towards where the CC troops are coming out. Once the CC troops are popped, you can go ahead and drop your poison on them as soon as they're getting close to your guys. That'll make them do less damage, make them easier to kill, put some damage on them. That'll be good. We also talked about your jump spell. Now, the jump spell you probably won't need to use until your troops start getting aggroed by the queen. Now, the queen's pretty far in here, so you could drop your jump spell right about there, right as this cannon dies. That would cause your golems to go ahead and jump in here. They'll aggro the queen. Now, the king, if he's been pathing correctly, he'll be right about on this dark elixir drill right there, maybe here on this elixir storage. And as soon as he kills whatever building he's on, he's going to go straight in and just karate chop the queen, and she's going to die. As soon as he aggroes the queen, he's probably taking a little bit of damage. You can use his ability so the queen goes down real fast. So with that out of the way, that takes care of several defensive structures. You'll probably end up getting this one, this one, this one. These three will probably die. So you're taking out a good chunk of defensive structures, as well as the queen and the clan castle, and probably the king too, but maybe not. We'll come back to him later. So as soon as your king aggroes the queen is the perfect time to start your hog attack. And so for the hog portion of the raid, you typically want to get the maximum you can out of your golems. They're going to last a long time. These defenses are so spread out, the golems won't be taking a huge amount of damage right away until they aggro the CC troops and the queen. So they should have plenty of health left. They should be tanking the Expos. The Expos are on ground, so they have a pretty long range. So once your golems jump into this area here with the jump spell, they should be taking aggro from the crossbows, and that'll keep the crossbows busy so they won't be hitting your hogs as hard, which is awesome. So some things you want to keep in mind when you're deploying your hogs, again, are the trap placement potential and the double bomb potential, and also the Teslas. So if we have the golems tanking in this general vicinity, actually let's back up for a second. So when you deploy your hogs, you want to keep in mind where your kill squad started and the buildings that they're probably going to take out. So this whole area right here should be destroyed by your kill squad, which is pretty awesome. Kind of made a happy face right there, so we're going to go with it. That area is going to be destroyed. Now, the hogs, if the king doesn't die, you kind of want your hogs to end up near the king when the last defensive structure dies. That way they aggro the king right away and just annihilate him. So all they have left to do after that is clean up. So you kind of want your hogs to be in the king's aggro radius or just outside it when the last defensive structures die. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. So thinking that, we probably want the hogs to end up over here in this area at the end of the attack. So that leaves us the rest of this map to start our attack from. So I would probably, if it were me, I would start over here on the top right-hand side, and I would likely do a surgical hog deployment because I find that it's the most effective way to kill as many buildings quickly as possible. Also keep in mind that you're probably going to have some spring traps there and here. Those are the only places they're going to be, and we thought they might have double giant bombs there, so we got to keep that in mind. We don't want the hogs to end up there all together at the same time. So I would probably start by dropping 3 or 4 hogs here to attack this particular cannon. Drop probably 2 or 3 here to kill the mortar. And then over here from this direction, I would drop another 3 or maybe 4 to kill that archer tower. So you got plenty of hogs coming in here from the top. They're going to funnel in and start going this way and maybe jump over that way, but I think, honestly, the wizard tower is closer. After you drop those, you can drop a heal spell after these 3 towers die. You can probably drop a heal right there. So the Hogs are going to kill this Wizard Tower, then go down to the Archer Tower and the Expo. So this is an excellent place for a heal spell. They're going to be in this location for a long time. All right. So Hogs starting here, and then on the Mortar, and then on the Archer Tower, they'll funnel in to this area here, and then go deeper into the base. So that takes care of about 12 of the Hogs that you have. We started with 32. That leaves us with 20 Hogs left, so that's quite a few Hogs. It's one of the reasons that I love doing the surgical deployment. You'd spread the love and do tons of damage, so it's pretty awesome. So right after the Hogs kill the first 3 structures here, I would start going ahead and dropping some more Hogs on the other side of the map in the same numbers, probably about 4 on this this cannon, 4 here on the Mortar, another 4 there on the Archer Tower, and they'll do the same thing. They'll come in right this way. You can drop a heal spell in the approximate same location if you like, because they're going to be there. Expos have a ton of health, and they're going to be taking some AoE damage. You might have lost a couple to Spring Traps, so you could drop another one there. The other option is you could just skip the heal spell on that side or the first side and kind of wait and see what happens. But I'd probably go ahead and just drop a heal spell there. So once you have this area collapsing here, and this area collapsing over there, the Hogs will be converging on the middle. We'll probably get some Teslas popping up here and here, here and here. As this is probably where we're going to use our last heal spell. You want to use heal spells as late as possible without losing too many Hogs. So, and you also want to drop them in a place where they're going to be for a while. Also want to drop them ahead, thinking about where they're going to go instead of dropping it where they've been. So we know they're coming through this direction down towards the bottom left half of the map, just like we want them to, so they'll end up on the king. All right. So once the first few areas are taken out by the Hogs, the ones from the cannon will probably go here, kill the air defenses, and then go to the middle. When they're in the middle, keep a real close eye on their health, especially if the king or the queen has not died. Drop a heal spell if necessary. If not, save it. They should go through the middle, and because of the way we've been deploying them, because the bottom half of the map will actually have been taken out by your kill squad, remember, the only thing that's going to be left is this area over here. So they're all going to end up in this area. You can put the last heal spell either in the middle or over, maybe here. Either way, that works just fine. And the cool thing is, because we did surgical hog deployment, we only used 24 Hogs out of our 32, and that leaves us with 8 left. So once the Hogs get to the center of the map, drop 4 Hogs here, 4 Hogs there, and they'll start cleaning up this side of the map. They should all end up right like we want them to, near the king, in the middle. And if you saved your poison spell, if you've popped a bunch of little skeleton guys running around, I would drop the poison when the Hogs are going to be standing still the longest. That usually means when they're attacking Expos, or Mortars have a decent amount of health, and so do cannons. So if you save your poison spell, keep an eye on those skeletons and drop the poison when the Hogs are going to be standing still for a while. And lead them just like you would a poison spell. So that's pretty much the gist of the attack. You start with the kill squad down at the bottom left. Everything sweeps in here. Jump spell there to get the golems in to trigger the queen to come out and kill him. When the king aggroes her, go ahead and use his ability. That should take care of the queen. And as soon as you activate your king, go ahead and move up to the top. Start your hog attack. 4, 4, 4. Maybe a heal here. Keep an eye on their health. But don't use the heal until after these are dead. They'll be dead really fast. It only takes a few seconds for 4 Hogs to kill any of those defenses. As soon as that first line of defenses is dead, send in your second group of Hogs. 4, 4, 4. That should funnel them in this side. Same thing with the heal spell over here. Watch their health. Use it if you have to. Remember, you want to use it near the Expo. Keep them in that heal as long as possible. When they get to the center of the base, as soon as they kill all that stuff, as soon as this is dead, this is dead, this is dead, this is dead, they'll be in the middle. As soon as they reach the middle of the base here, drop 4 Hogs here, 4 Hogs here. Those are all of your Hogs deployed. And everything, if it goes according to plan, should end up killing these towers at the very end, and they should spin around and just kill the king if he's not dead already. So I know it's a pretty complicated attack. It's a lot of information to grasp, but this is the planning process that I go through every time I plan an attack, and it's really what you have to do if you want to get 3 stars consistently. And as you guys know, I'm not terrible at that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post them in Bindle or ask in clan chat. And if you want me to do another video on a different base, go ahead and ask, time permitting. I'll get to it if I can. I hope you guys have learned some from this video. I hope, Sam, it helps you a lot personally, and everybody else, I hope it makes you think more about everything that goes into planning an attack and how complicated it can be, but also how devastatingly effective it is when you execute your plan properly. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me, guys. Leave me feedback if you got it.